Oh, Michael.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that NXT realized that there was a tribute show and everyone was going to watch that instead of NXT and put out what they did because of it?
So, with Joseph, my notes are a little small now. I didn't think NXT was that bad. I thought it was fine. Did you not like NXT?
Maybe I was just not into it.
I liked NXT.
All right, first match: Bronson Reed versus Swerve.
Swerve is now a full heel. He's walking. He's acting like a full heel. He's got the grill in, and he's licking his teeth and everything, and he's walking slow and cocky. We've seen Swerve out here.
Oh yeah.
Once again, Beth, you just need to copyright new aggressive blank, because the phrase "this is a new aggressive blank" was said about almost every person who showed up on the show that night.
Right.
That was my notes. Swerve is full heel. New aggressive Scott. Winner Bronson Reed. It was a 2.5-star match. I thought both these guys did fine.
I wrote this match is extremely slow paced, kind to the point of boring. I remember Bronson Reed being way better than this just before he went away.
Yeah.
And then, ouch, Reed with the win after that tsunami splash off the top rope.
Yeah. By the way, why did Bronson go away? Did he get hurt? Or?
I think he was hurt.
Okay. I mean,
maybe he's still not full back, but
I'm a little. Guys, don't make people wear mullets. And if this is a choice on his part, tell him to cut his goddamn hair.
Okay.
It's that mullet is so distracting for that man. But I thought the match was fine. I thought they both worked good. I thought it was a good contrast of style. Swerve being in the opener is a fine spot for him.
Yes.
Bronson needs a semi-squash to get back to being relevant. I don't think Bronson was hot shit to begin with, honestly. I thought Karrion carried so much of that match with him, where they were talking about that big match with him and Bronson, what was it, like 9 months ago?
Yeah, I
thought Karrion carried that so much more than he did.
I'm talking more about the Thatcher, Grimes, Bronson Reed, and one other person in a ladder match.
Oh yeah, the NXT ladder match that they did. Yes,
that
guy really showed a lot. I think it could be ring rust. It could be something, I don't know. Maybe it's because they know they're in the opener and they can't. That's the thing, is you got to remember, and I know they don't. An opener is supposed to be an opener.
Yeah.
If you start burning the building down on the opener, where does the main event go?
Yes, Cornette, I am aware of this.
Okay, but still, I thought the match was fine. And I liked that Swerve looked like his combinations were a lot better than when he worked with Atlas in the previous week. I thought it was fine. Backstage, the breakout star winner is Shotzi Blackheart.
Do you agree?
No.
No, there was...
I don't agree.
Out of the 8 people that were listed, 7 of them could have been that person.
It was fine. I mean, Shotzi's not bad.
I wrote, Stephen King does indeed rule.
She's fine. It was just... The backstage promo then cut to a pre-tape of her eating hot dogs in her backyard was odd.
Apparently she's not Asian. I thought she was Asian.
I thought she's Puerto Rican.
The way they do her makeup and her,
I thought she would be like Puerto Rican Latino or something. And I apologize if that comes across as a stereotypical thing, but yes, I thought she was like...
I thought she was Asian. So
okay, so we're both weird. She's probably like as white as a fucking Canadian or something. Match 2, Breezango versus the Grizzled Young Vets.
You and I would talk about Gargano and the Black Cat.
Match 2, Breezango, again... So NXT normally for me is what, like 4 pages?
Yeah, no.
This is 1 and part of a page.
Yep.
Okay?
So Gargano...
SmackDown is 1 page for me, by the way, and then Raw happens.
So just throughout the night, we're just going to say this. Throughout the night, so Gargano has a curse that he, much like Sasha Banks, can't hold the title for very long.
Yes.
So he, all night was about him, the curse. He was going to lose the belt. He's going to lose the belt.
They come into the building, and there's a black cat in the hallway. And he's like, black cat, that's bad luck.
So Breezango and the Grizzled Young Veterans.
Breezango and the Grizzled Young Vets. I wrote down, Breeze and Fandango give 0 fucks now.
You think?
They do not care. I am so, like...
In the words of Beth Phoenix, These two were recently the NXT champions of the world.
Oh my god, they gave. Oh, and by the way, Breezango is new and aggressive. By the way, they said that. But then I wrote down they have the same old match.
Yep.
It's the new and aggressive Breezango, whatever the hell they're called, and it's the same match. And yeah, both those guys, I swear, it just looked like they didn't give a shit. Like they weren't really. The only thing that looked like they cared is when they did the outside spot where Breezango climbed up the side of the scaffold and jumped off and landed on the guys. Yeah. Like, when they were doing a couple moves like that, it was fine. But it even looked like when they were trying to lay out for stuff, like, they were just, like falling, just like it didn't matter. Like,
hey, look, the new Young Bucks.
Hold on, wait. By the way, Gibson got his mouth busted open at some point. I'm not sure where. If anybody saw the clip or wants to see the match and knows where it happened at, I don't know. But he got busted pretty hard. I couldn't tell if it was lip or his teeth, but ouch. Winner of the Grizzled Young Vets. It was a 2.5-star match. Everrise comes out. They're held back by the single female ref. God, these guys are awful.
They are so annoying.
Backstage, Tag Team of the Year, Undisputed Era. Undisputed Era is multi-time winners. I am going to skewer the fuck out of this in a minute, by the way. Pre-tape, more magical Asian shit. Are there swords and matches now? Because they were training wushu with swords and stuff like that, okay?
Dad fast-forwarded through that part.
The old man rubbed his shit on their face this time. The Sith Lord smokes a blunt and blows blunt smoke all over him. Next week. Oh, wait. Asian lettering transforms to next week. This had the more quick cuts than the Raw match did. There was like 9,000 cuts in this pre-tape.
I missed this whole part.
God, it's awful. Next week, apparently, though, the mystical, magical Asian people will be coming and showing back up.
Hey, and you can draft them on your team.
The funny thing about this is that Sean was sitting there watching to it, and he goes, next week. It's like, this has been going on for a while, hasn't it? I was like, yeah, like 5-6 weeks. He's like, and he said the same thing you did. He's like, well, that'll be interesting. It's been like 6 weeks. I hope this does something, essentially, is what he was saying. Match 3, Mercedes Martinez versus Valentina Ferenzi? I don't know what this girl's name
Mercedes
was.
Martinez, who is now no longer part of Retribution.
I am 100% certain that somebody looked at Mercedes and went, we can't do this to her anymore. As I talked about, Mercedes is probably one of the better women wrestlers in the world. She's probably as good as some of the men, to be perfectly honest, not to be sexist. Winner Mercedes, this was a squash match, 1 star. It was pointless. This is the same match that they did with Karrion Kross a week before, and the same match that they did with the other guy they brought back recently. It's just a squash match.
So is there going to be a Mercedes match, Raquel match coming up soon?
What did she say at the end after she squashed her? She got in the camera and she specifically said, every single one of you women in the division, you're on my radar now. Right. I'm coming for you.
Well, that's the smart thing to say.
Yeah, and I like that they gave her the Retribution mask a little bit back where she had the stuff and everything. Yeah, okay. Backstage, Female Competitor of the Year, Io Shirai. Match 4, Roddy Strong versus Pete Dunne. I wrote down, I missed Roddy. I miss Roddy
You
Strong
forgot
so
Male
much.
of the Year. They announced Male of the Year.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Male Competitor of the Year, Adam Cole.
No.
Really? Honestly, it should have been Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly, the fact that guy went from just being the other guy in Undisputed Era to being, oh my God, Kyle O'Reilly's amazing. Yeah, it should have been Kyle.
I think that the only reason that Adam is probably the person who wrestled the longest for the year.
Yeah.
Without giving it to Gargano. So, I mean...
Yeah.
But it is cool. I like... somewhere at the point in the show, they were like, wait a minute, I thought that you were the leader. Why is he? And so now you're a tag team. And, it's like Undisputed Era is a team. It's not about who's in charge.
Yes. They said Undisputed Era is a brand. There is no leader. If they're trying to sow the seeds of dissent, it's okay, I guess, but
they all seem to be okay with it.
I mean, the logical thing to do for the story is to have the people break up and pick sides and fight with each other and stuff like that. That makes sense. It's going to happen.
Well, how long did the Four Horsemen stay together?
But exactly.
You don't have to break up the stable.
You don't have to. And if you do, break a guy off and then bring him home. Break a guy off and then bring him home to the stable. Just keep everybody in orbit.
Do you know what Dad calls the Undisputed Era? The Ring of Honor boys.
I mean, Roddy, like I said...
all of them came directly from Ring of Honor into there.
I missed Roddy Strong wrestling in a singles match so much. Him as champion, God, he was so good. This was a 3-star match. The match ended when Roddy tried to get on top, and Doom caught him in that nice finger manipulation thing that they did. He snapped the fingers. Roddy got pain. He jumped off. Doom grabbed him, put him in the bitter end. I'm guessing Pete Doom is a fan of the band Placebo, because that's the name of one of their songs. This is a 3-star match. This was fine. Roddy, the point of the story was that Roddy hadn't had a singles competition in 9 months.
Right.
What's he going to do? And the fact that if they did it intentionally, Roddy looked a little rusty being a singles competitor. Like, he looked a little winded. He looked a little out of it. He looked like he was looking for fish. And they put this together fine. Backstage, match of the year, Finn versus Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I will talk about this at the end of this, honestly.
Okay.
Promo, Finn and O'Reilly. Finn says the award is bullshit, and then he has the belt. Kyle says the belt will solidify him as a real competitor over 15 years. Karrion Kross comes out. He's basically... the girl said some stuff in, I imagine, like Slavic. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what
weird.
she said. I don't know. But, which was cool. And basically, Karrion had a great point. It's like, the belt's mine. The only reason you have the belt is because I got hurt.
Yep.
So, great stuff. The Blonde was awesome. Priest comes out behind Karrion, basically saying, you got past me first. He has a great line where he leans in and goes, this is how you step like a man. Yep. And waylays Karrion out. They brawl through. They go into the equipment. They knock down a retaining wall. Everything looks great. They did a weird spot where it looked like Karrion was trying to do like a side suplex onto Priest, and it looked like Priest kind of rotated and put him through the table. I don't know if that was the intent. And then the Blonde sat on top of the equipment booth and proceeded to have an orgasm to all the violence.
Yes. She looked good, but it was weird.
There is no other way to describe what she was doing. She was like panting and breathing and arching her back and moaning during this. And the only thing I could think of, I was like, it's been a couple months since I've seen them. I'm like, is that normal? I'm going to have to ask Joseph if that's normal.
It's...
Pre-tape, Ripley and Raquel. So fucking awesome. WrestleMania level promo here. I had no clue these girls were so tight. They have matching R&R tattoos across their fingers for, Rhea and Raquel. That showed them the way they cut this was so good.
Can you fast forward through all of this?
Dude, go back and watch this promo, please.
I will.
This is a WrestleMania level caliber promo because they cut the stuff that they did, like their Instagram photos and stuff like that, perfect. And then Ripley's telling the story. Essentially, she's like, I came here and I don't fit in. I stand out so much. I don't fit in, and I tried to be very meek and very small and very.
Like, I remember seeing the pictures of her when she started. Yeah. She was trying to be like the next Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, she's like that's basically what she's saying is I tried to be Charlotte, and she goes, and then I met Raquel, and Raquel pulls me out, and then I've got a partner in arms, and it shows them at like New Year's Eve parties. It shows them doing stuff. It shows them hanging out in car rides, going to the gym. It shows Ripley going, from kind of like baggy stuff to more tighter clothing and then more muscular and stuff like that. And Raquel's getting bigger. And then she basically is like, when I won that match and everybody went, oh my God, Rhea Ripley, Raquel changed. And Raquel has a good thing where she's like, basically saying Rhea just went too far. She forgot about everybody that was going on. She forgot who I was. And it's showing these Instagram shots that are really great where it's pretty clear that like somebody told a joke and you see Raquel just like roll her eyes while Ripley's laughing. So they cut it so well to show those like early seeds of dissent that maybe Raquel was just like, whatever, bitch, Such a great promo. Go back and watch it.
All right.
This should be a WrestleMania match. That's how good it was.
It's going to be a New Year's Eve match instead.
We're going to get it for free on next week's TV.
That show, NXT next week,
is a stacked card. Promo, Escobar and the Drug Dealers.
Oh, yeah.
Sean and me both agree. What is up with that dude's shirt? That man was wearing 6 different shirts at once. He has on these, like, puffy, vinyl, gold and black long sleeve stitched to a shirt that's like a weird front cloth shirt that goes down into a jersey that hangs down to his knees. The dude looked like something out of Cyberpunk. Like, I don't know what the hell he got the shirt from. Apparently, Lucha House Party has been demoted to NXT.
Yes.
Next match, Lucha House Party versus the Drug Dealers. I wrote down, I missed it. I was playing with Caden. I couldn't care about this match at all.
No, there's nothing to care about. There was nothing to care about.
This was just pointless. Pre-tape, Breakout Star of the Year, Austin Theory. I disagree. Pre-tape, the overall competitor of the year between Io Shirai and Adam Cole is voted Io Shirai. Io, they cell phone video some of this stuff and cut in, and they cut a whole bunch of pre-tapes on that. Before we get to the last match of the night and the finish, I want to talk about something. Nobody from NXT UK got an award.
Sure.
Yes, Kyle O'Reilly and Finn probably is, but God, man, Walter and Dragunov is so good it should have won. Or the fact that, like, Gallus didn't win for Tag Team of the Year and Undisputed Era did, or Imperium should have won. If anything, Gallus should have won because they're so good. The fact that they put the NXT UK guys in the running and not a single person got a reward is bullshit because some of them are better. And truthfully, I hope that this shows... I hope when travel and things like that return, those guys can cross back over and say, hey, y'all forgot about us.
Well, don't worry. Tomorrow you can go before the Senate and disagree with the votes.
We're not that show. We're not that show. Match of the night, Johnny Gargano versus Leon Ruff.
Oh, was that really the match of the night?
Final match. Yeah. No, this was... Holy shit, this was a 3.5-star match. This was awesome. Leon Ruff, the problem I have with this is that...
I honestly think I might have fallen asleep at some point.
You had to have, because like the matches were decent. The blocking of the show was not great, aside from the promo with Ripley. But it's not just because I love you, baby. That was so good. The problem is that Leon is presented as meek.
Right.
And Johnny's the champion. So Johnny having this mass amounts of trouble and like a 15, 20-minute long match with Leon is kind of weird because it basically kind of puts Johnny in this weird spot of he has to be the heel to cheat, and nobody came down with Leon. Like, Priest didn't come out to kind of stand by, which was fine because he's broken off with Karrion and they just went through a table. But Jake Atlas was shown walking in with him in a pre-tape earlier on in the show, and Jake didn't come down to kind of keep everybody at bay, which kind of worked, but the streak is broken. Gargano wins, but damn, this was a good match. And Leon didn't, unless I missed it, Leon didn't do the stupid run up the side of the ring and drop and slide down and then slide through the guy's leg thing that he's done on every single show for 8 weeks now. He wrestled a fairly good competitive match. Johnny looked fine. It wasn't just beat on Leon for 20 minutes straight and then Leon just magically gets a move off and then the tide is turned. They had a damn good match. I don't think it should have been the main event. Maybe a little semi-main, but it was a good match. It was a very good match. And then Loomis is haunting the building, and they recap and basically say, hey, look, next week's show is the show you're going to want to watch.
And here's all the matches.
Here's all the matches, and here's Loomis just...
Oh, yeah, he's the host of the show.
Loomis is the host of next week's New Year's Evil. I am hyped as shit. Oh, I forgot to talk about the Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa, the cage match that they're having, essentially, that is insane. And then they showed a whole bunch of the recap of the Riddle Thatcher match, which I forgot how brutal that match was, and probably shows why Riddle went up to the main stage. Thatcher got his teeth knocked out again.
I can't wait for that.
That's going to be a hell of a match. Next week's card for New Year's Evil is going to be awesome, and I don't know what it'll look like for you, but if they commercial break the shit out of this, I'm going to be so pissed because it should have been a takeover.
Yeah, it really should have. And I will say that... oh, sorry. I got lost in thought. In case you're curious, Loomis does do those drawings himself. I looked up.
I figured.
He can.
WWE is great at find a hidden talent in the guy and just make that part of them.
Yeah.
Like, obviously Elias with the guitar and the singing.
He can sing his ass off.
He can sing and he can play the guitar. And other things, obviously, I want to see them do something with Loomis and like Jerry Lawler, like doing characters with each other. And have like a weird like maybe have Jerry Lawler interview Loomis where Lawler's just like, so how do you do your blend style and how do you do this, and Loomis just be like just not speaking, and Lawler be like, you ever drown puppies, like something.